everything I need at my house. I don't need a hall pass.
No. Every time I get to a corner and I see somebody doing a famous Baltimore gangster lean.
We outside.
Yes, indeed. It's the Shop Podcast. We are back. We have two drivers, one couch sitter, and one person who's sitting in the same room. And we are here. First of all, I would like to apologize because last week I got a beating for not looking at the camera, looking sideways, like if I was doing something else. But I am fully dedicated to the Shop Podcast. So today,
thank you very much.
after I broke my I think I broke my regular cam. So I'm looking at the computer. I set it right in front, and I want everybody to know. Eye contact. We are here. So I know we don't normally do this, and we said we weren't going to do this, but it was a special weekend last weekend. So I did see everybody this weekend. Who's on this show?
So me and my wife were honored to be at our niece's 16th birthday party. We was there briefly, but we was honored to be there.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, you missed out on some good banana pudding.
Don't bring it up.
You ain't getting
I
none?
did not get any.
You ain't getting none? Yo,
No.
That's crazy.
I got nothing. I did not get water, soda, juice, food, nothing.
Well, just in case you didn't know, there was some strawberry banana pudding. Never had it before, but I had it that day, and it was good.
But it's strawberry banana pudding.
I didn't get that either.
I ain't never had that.
Man, you need to tell whoever you was by that they messed you up. You need some more on the side.
All right.
I made sure to for all that are watching that do not know, Mimi turned 16 on Sunday, and shout out to my team for showing up and supporting her on her birthday. Her aunties and uncles were all there. One was working. So I appreciate y'all showing up for her. Thank you to everybody who bought her gifts. We had a great time with her 16 Shades of Purple, Sweet 16 quinceañera bat mitzvah.
Okay.
And mother is now sick.
Oh.
So.
Hugging and kissing babies. This is what happened.
So yeah, that was my weekend.
Okay. Pastor.
Yes, sir.
We know you was the honorary party animal, had 32 parties to go to. What happened after you left?
What happened after I left the party?
Hi, Arthur.
Yeah, you had like 3 other parties to get to. I had
a second party to go to. One of the ministers at my home church turned 80 years old.
Did they have a 360?
Shut up.
What'd you say?
I said, did they have a 360?
They did not have a 360, my brother.
And you were both.
Just making sure. Send my regards to the congregation. I would love all their business.
I was going to tell you, they wouldn't have been able to have a 360 because the only 360 we support was already busy.
Yes,
exactly.
I love it when Hutch is not around. I get his plugs. All right, Big Sharp, what's going on? I met your people.
Well, I had a wonderful time at my niece's birthday party. That 16 Shades of Purple was all of that. Food was good. Entertainment was good. And I liked my 360 picture. So shout out to 360. And Boss Lady, thank you so much for inviting us because I had a wonderful time. It was a good way to spend my Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I ain't gonna call nobody business, but I met somebody this weekend, but seemed like a pretty cool dude, very quiet and reserved. I don't know, man. It was a little different, very, very quiet and reserved. I was like, he gonna stab me? I don't know.
No.
Why would stab you?
Quiet and reserved people, you never know.
I
watch a lot of Lifetime movies.
I just got one request. When Mimi turns 17, can we make sure we put some food to the side for her mother?
This is Mimi's last party, so
No more parties.
don't worry about beating me. She is next year. I've already I start planning Mimi's birthday on her next birthday. I start planning it on her birthday. So since I was busy, I started a couple days before, and I think I already know what we're doing for her birthday next year.
Okay.
So no more parties though. I'm out of the party business.
Well, you made
Anyways.
you made a first and a lasting impression. If there is no more parties,
Thank you. I do what I can.
All right, people. What's going on in the world today? I haven't been blocked off from the world. I don't know what people are talking about except on Facebook. And I do notice a lot of people is talking about this Tracy Ellis picture. And have y'all all seen it?
Do you have the picture to
I
show
saw it.
us?
I mean, no, I wasn't really prepared. This is a quickie. But basically, I mean, she was just like this with her shirt off. And there was a lot of comments. It was a very split decision. I feel like all the men was like, that's a thirst trap. No, she can't be doing this, and that. And all the women were like, she should be happy about her body. And she looks good for 50-something years old. What are y'all thoughts?
So
Should you be 50 years old showing pictures like this?
I'm sure you want the men to go first. Can I just say this? I think she's a very attractive woman. But I'd rather see her in a classy fashion, if that makes sense.
Okay, respectfully. Uh-oh.
Go ahead,
Her
Kat.
glasses are steaming up. Look, her glasses are getting steamy. She's so mad.
No, they're not. Are my glasses foggy?
Nah, I'm just playing, man.
Go ahead, Kat. Oh, she left. She ain't want to answer. Me personally, it's the same. I feel the same about everything across the board. I don't see why people care. Like I posted something yesterday, and I won't go into the context of the post because it will switch gears. But the gentleman said in the post, "What about this stops your day?" And I was like, "That's how I feel about things. Like, if you don't like it, keep scrolling. If you like it and ogle it if you want, and then scroll on." Like, I don't see why it's a big conversation. If she was 22, would it be okay then? Like, why? I don't understand why we care and why we get so enraged about what people do that does not concern us.
Well, this is a podcast about.
I'm not saying the four of us. I'm saying in general. I don't get why it's I'm not saying I don't get why it's a topic with us. It's a topic with us because we're a podcast. Yes. I don't get why it's like why the contention is there on if she's too old for it or not taking a shot at you if she's not being classy or what the deal is. Listen, it's cold in here, so I got on a sweatshirt. But it's a crop top sweatshirt at that. And I've got no cares about what somebody else cares.
Okay. Sharp lady.
I'm sorry about
Ash,
that. I was trying to.
your daughter, what she
unmute
think about the
myself
picture?
And I was trying to unmute myself, and then I wind up swiping out. So, to kind of reflect on what Boss Lady was saying, I think people just get caught up on minding other people's business and not really focusing on themselves. I like the eloquent picture. JJ just showed it to me, and I have no problem with it. If I had a body like hers, I'd be good and stinky all the time.
I ain't gonna say you need two hands to hold them things, but
listen here. I am with what Miss Sharp Lady just said. Y'all see, I just told my husband the other day, I was like, God won't give me a certain body because he see how I act with the one I got. Do you think?
You can pay for it?
Huh?
You can pay for it?
I won't pay for it only because One, I don't want to go to a bad surgeon that mess it up. And two, I'm afraid of surgeries I have to save my life. I can't really do elective ones.
Respectfully. All right, so my thoughts on the situation. I mean, I said it in the group. Like Pastor said, I feel like she is attractive, very attractive. I feel like, for her age, she done held up well, but a lot of black women, and a lot of women, period, at 50.
Black women.
I feel like if we weren't married, 50 will still be in our age bracket of women we can, get with. I do think that it made me, so I really didn't care about her before like that. I was like, all right, but it made me be like, damn, she did her thing. I don't feel like it was a thirst trap. I feel like she was just doing it, but I felt like for a quick moment it made her super relevant again. Not sure. I don't pay attention to everything that she's working on if she ain't on the Blackish. Yeah, I haven't. And Girlfriends, I like those two shows. But, it was cool. I don't think she should be shunned by it. But, I mean, everybody finds a reason to shun something on the internet.
Women.
If she would have just showed her pinky toe, they were like, oh, she mad at the right toe. So, I mean, this is the world that we in. And she already knew what was going to happen the moment she posted. People talk about her with her clothes on. And I am, if like I said, if women want to take off their clothes and show pictures, I'm with that. I'm cool with it.
I mean,
What's up,
I feel
Randy?
like,
how you feel about the Tracy Ellis picture?
I don't ever hear people complain and say, "Oh, Method Man throwing up thirst traps." We just sit there and salivate over that shit. And he could have a shirt on or not, and we like this.
On my timeline.
Listen, you don't mind. Me, I see it all. And I'm like, thank you, MPHOD man.
Speaking of Method Man and thirst traps. So I don't know if everybody knew this, but it was definitely confirmed that that Method Man was one of the men that Superhead talked about in her early book. And even though he was married, he was buying her all types of stuff and treating her nicely and all types of things. Do you think after 20 years it really matters to his wife, or should it?
She probably knew. Like, she probably might not have known it was Superhead, but she probably knew that he a little hoe. He got a little hoe in him. I don't think anybody wants to hear it or wants it to come out publicly. But this is why I be telling y'all don't need side chicks because they ain't loyal. They will throw y'all under the bus in a heartbeat. Randy says he's really not on. He's not on social media at the moment, so I have not seen it. It was a picture of her in like some pants, and she had her shirt off, and she was covering her chest like this. Do you think she's too old for that? Basically, is the question.
But
I'd like to take a stab at it again. I don't think I said it in a way that that was a good way.
Yeah, because we was gonna ask Shayna to come in and give her opinion.
No, so what I was gonna say is this, and I'm sure the ladies can probably say the same thing about some guys because you brought up Method Man. But I'll say this: being that me and Six, the guys on here, agreed that she's an attractive woman. I don't think that she has to take a picture that the way that she took to get the oohs and eyes. She gonna get the oohs and eyes if she fully clothed or whatever like that because she's attractive, whatever. And like I said, being that you brought up Method Man, I'm sure that ladies can probably say the same thing if you look at it on the flip side.
So, if you know that your man is cheating or has had something with a woman by the name of Superhead, do you approach your sexual life different? I mean, that's big shoes to fill.
It is very big.
What do you mean? I don't understand the question.
Yo, if I knew my woman, even before I got with her, or even after I got with her, was rocking with, let's say, one of the big male porn stars, I would have to approach sex differently, and not sure if I can keep up with that. I would probably throw a lot of salt in the game, like, he putting shots in his dick. He's doing this and that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if with a name like Superhead, does the average woman feel like she can really compete with something like that?
Go, Kathy. What you about to answer? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was getting ready to say that, some women would probably be like, yeah, I'm intimidated. And then others would be like, game on. So, who's to say they
Like to
can't
hear
get the
that.
same rep? Yeah. Just, and just because she got the reputation don't mean that they can't earn one themselves. So they would be like game on. I mean, some women live for a challenge. I'm
I
that
like that.
person.
I
I
like
live
that
for a
answer.
challenge. So I'm a jump all in.
Okay.
So with her having said that, on the guy side of it or whatever like that, it's six. Even if for us, if we had a wife that before us had an encounter like what you said or whatever, it wouldn't matter or whatever like that. Even if they didn't have an encounter with some super male porn star or whatever like that, you still want to be the best she ever had, right? It don't really make a difference. You're gonna put your best
Want to
forward.
be and can be. I mean, my heart. So sex is an exercise. So I might be going. I'm tired.
But I'm saying, regardless of what her past is, you're gonna that I know for guys, a lot of us got ego problems. I'm not necessarily saying I have an ego problem, but I'm saying a lot of us do. We're gonna want to be the best regardless of what the past experiences was. That's all I'm saying.
Respectfully. All right,
I'm
Miss
not a
Toya. Now they
guy.
made some sense of it.
I'm not a guy, but I think that is probably a bigger blow to the male ego than it is to the female ego, because I mean, I'm just gonna speak for myself. I kind of agree with what Kathy said. I ain't even gonna take it as a challenge.
Oh,
I know my shit.
okay. Talk
So
your ish.
you can say you slept with Superhead. That's cool, but I'm a monster at this. I'm not threatened by her.
Okay.
This little Kim said I can make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth. I'm not worried about her.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we're
That's
gonna
what
have to
I'm
pray on
saying,
that because
Bob.
Pastor
That's
Raven's head like you
exactly
about
what
to
I'm
not go to the
saying.
right place.
I am so sorry. I should have said cover your ears, Pastor, but I'm just saying.
Y'all not gonna talk about sex for 2 hours.
Hey, Six, we about to talk about sex in 2 hours.
I'm just saying that,
this is only an hour show.
I think it's an ego blow.
I think
more
it's the
so for
same
me.
thing. You basically just said the same thing I said in so many words. You said you ain't worried about it. You ain't worried about it at all because you're gonna handle your BI. You know what you know, and you're gonna be the best regardless. So it is what it is.
I think it's a little different for y'all though. I think if you find out that I'm sorry, I think we both hit it. If you find out that if a guy find out that his wife was with what's one of them dudes that I'm trying to think of like a stripper from Baltimore, make it easy, somebody that's in your face and that dude here. Because chances are I ain't sleeping with Method Man. Ain't no need to be intimidated by him. But like what you say, Kathy? You know their names?
Slick Rick the Ruler.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but all right.
That's what Baltimore famous Baltimore stripper.
I should have led without. I don't know who strippers are. I knew one name, and I can't even think of what his name is. If Sheree wasn't at work, she could tell because I thought that man was very handsome. But I think guys would. I think in this instance, I think guys would take that a little harder.
Probably. I'm taking my ball and I'm playing with somebody else.
Exactly.
All right, folks. Let's see what Randy had to say.
It's only an ego blow to someone who places most of their value in their genitalia. I mean, but I agree,
Man.
but I also feel like it's not most of the value, but this sex is a value. So for me, sex is not the end all be all to my relationship. The percentage that it is what it is. But I think it's a blow if you feel like that person was better than you at whatever the percentage is.
Would you tell?
Tell that no, yes and no. Here's the thing. I don't put my husband in situations that, and it's probably only been with him. I can say in my past relationships, the code is just, I ain't telling you nothing. You don't need to, I was a virgin before we met. With my husband, I refuse to ever put him in a situation where somebody can be like, oh, I did this. I had something that's going, I need you to know who you're going. If you're going to walk in the room and this man here, hey, let me pull you to the side real quick. Let me just, something I forgot to share with you. If I think it would ever like come to that turn, like I don't walk up and like, if we're out in public and I see somebody that I know, I don't necessarily say that was my ex. I just speak and keep moving. But if I slept with, who did you say, Kathy? Slick Rick the Ruler. He sounds way too old for me. But if I slept with the Ruler and the Ruler was going to be hanging out with us and he talking shit and bragging, or he going to write a book about something, I'm like, hey, let me let you know I might come up in this book. I'm not going to let you be blindsided. So if Method Man wife ain't know that he was paying Superhead bills and she found out in the book, that is fucked up. I'm gonna let you find out from me first, but I can't do shit about my past. I hit that.
Right. But what I'm gonna say to this, I'm sorry, Toya. What I'm gonna say to that is that as a woman, and Pastor, you can ask Shane about this, and Six, you can ask Shamika. I think that every woman know their man and know their capabilities and know what they will do and what they won't do. So I don't think this woman was surprised. She may not have known the specifics of the name, but she knew his capabilities. So
I feel like me and Six misunderstood what you said 2 different ways. Because I saw him go and
who, Six?
Yeah.
I think because you know them capabilities.
I think I was clear. Every women know their men. They know them, and if they want to be in denial about them, that's something different.
So meant how I took that as if your man might be out there sleeping around.
Yes, if your man is a hoe, if your man is a hoe, who he hoe with, what kind of women he like or whatever. I mean, I could speak to the truth. I know for a fact that mine's like ass and tits. So therefore, I'll show it to him. I'll be like, oh, that's a big ass over there. Excuse me, Pastor. And he'd be like, and we have a whole conversation about it.
All right.
Let me let you know that most men like ass and tits. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, but okay.
Not all though. Somebody was like, this one guy was like, I really just like breasts. I was like, well, you'll never like me.
I'll take them all.
I mean, granted, yes, all of them do, but some of them don't, and some of them, like, some guys will say that's too much butt for me, or that's too much, breast for me, and all this
stuff.
They
be lying. They be lying to make you feel better.
No, they don't. Because if they, some of them say if it's too much to fit in my hands, I don't want nothing to do with it, and I'm gonna keep it moving, and that's just simple as that.
Is his name like Ernie or Tom?
I don't know who the hell Ernie and Tom is, but okay, yeah, Ernie and Tom must be, the Lost
Must
Boys,
be.
but yeah, but
Because of Tyrone or Terrence, you only. Nah, I'm just playing.
but no,
So,
but on a serious note, women know a lot about their men. But some of us choose to be in denial sometimes about situations, because we want to play like, oh, can't be my man, but in the back of our mind, we do know that that was my man, and yes, he did do that. And if somebody confronts us about it, we play stupid. But if you with a man and you've been with him for a certain period of time, you know a lot of his likes, dislikes, and you know exactly what his capabilities are.
all right. So,
So do
out of
you take
respect for the
back this?
pastor, I did have something else to add, but I'm going to pivot away from the sexual subject out of the respect for pastor. So, have you ever cried with your man and vice versa? Like, have
Have you
y'all
ever
both
what?
sat there and cried for whatever reason?
The first thing that comes to my mind is everybody know I buried my older brother last year, and when my brother died, both me and my wife it brought us both to tears.
How did she handle your vulnerability?
She didn't, she consoled me. She was there. She kind of let me vent. She listened, and she just was present in that moment.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Sharp lady, what about you? Or Toya, what's going on? Have you ever been in that situation?
Yeah.
Go ahead, sharp lady.
Oh no, you go ahead. Floor is yours.
Her voice messed up. Go ahead, sharp
Okay.
lady.
Um. So yes, and such as Shayna, in that moment, it was my role to consult my, be there, give my man all of the hugs that he needed, to let him know that I was there, console him in a way that that he felt okay, and he could shed as many tears as he needed to. And I don't think it's nothing wrong with men cry. I actually think it's kind of a little disgusting when men are told they're not supposed to show their emotions.
6,
Miss Toya.
6.
Well, I've been married for a while now. I think it was on. I've only cried maybe like one time, and the sad part about it is we was out of town. We were in Texas, and I had got the phone call that my little dude had fucked up and got arrested. And this was the first time, anything ever like that happened. I mean, since then, I'm kind of immune to it. But anyways, we were like at a restaurant, and I got the call, and it just hit my mind like, damn, this dude done fucked up. And I started crying in the restaurant. She definitely consoled me. But I was I was one of those people that were taught that you're not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess I felt embarrassed, but it really wasn't embarrassing. It was like, damn, this dude done fucked up. And I felt, when your kid fuck up, you feel kind of responsible for it. No matter if it's their fault or not, especially at the first time. But I mean, that shit kind of messed me up. So that is my teary-eyed story.
Randy said, I've definitely cried a lot along with my wife. Loss of a family member after a deep argument, when we reconcile, etc. I think I have really only seen my husband cry once and twice. They've all been death related. And one time was in the funeral, so I'm consoling him in the funeral. And when his father died, and we had to tell him that. My husband comes off as he's not emotional. I remember at our wedding, When I got down the aisle, I thought he was crying. I was like, "Oh, you're crying." And I'm wiping his face, and he was like, "No, that was sweat." So I'm like, "Oh, double homicide."
I know that feeling.
But I do want him to, like, we talk a lot. I want him to feel comfortable telling me things. I want to be able to be comfortable telling him things. But what I do, because I don't see a lot, I am a crybaby. I will cry. I cry at a commercial. I will cry if you say something too harshly to me. I will cry when my child is getting on my nerves too much. So I cry enough for the both of us. But what I do, and I don't know if he's watching because he's at work right now, so but he doesn't even know this. What I do is I pray over my husband every night while he sleeps. And one of the things that I pray about is his emotional well-being, because he's not as forthcoming with it. But I don't want him to be emotionally overwhelmed. Randy said, yeah, I was giggling at my wedding. People were mad. I had that happen. Somebody laughed at a wedding and they were mad at the bride. She was the one laughing.
You know, something that is definitely plagued our generation is a lot of parents around that time and maybe earlier on taught boys to be soldiers. You know, so we didn't learn that it was okay to have these emotions because we had to act like we were extra tough.
Stop crying.
And showing that kind of emotion was rough, and you're not supposed to let anybody see you like that because then they're gonna think you weak. And the crazy part, or like, I mean, it was a lot of stuff that was just not right that we now know of, like therapy. You can't go no therapist. You gonna tell them our business, that. And I mean, over the years, we found out that was definitely not the right way to go. And sometimes once you teach somebody, like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So once you spend my whole life like treating me and telling me I need to be a soldier, I need to be strong, and not really getting into the detail, it's hard to turn that person around, and that makes you sometimes emotionally unavailable or awkward when it's time to, do those things. So that is definitely a trauma that a lot of women have to deal with in the men, especially of our generation, when we felt like we were at like an urban war that really wasn't a war. And then a lot of things that we were fighting for were dumb as shit. Like a lot of people, gangs, they fighting over turf that nobody owns. That shit, I don't know where that mindset came from, but that shit ain't right. Just my thoughts.
I was trying to find a post that I had today. I can't seem to find it. Hold on. Also, wait a minute. I was trying to do something and I can't figure out how to get back to y'all.
Have y'all ever taught your kids something that was totally wrong, and now you're older and you understand that shit wasn't right?
I'm probably a little exempt from that one.
Well, I'll tell y'all a small situation. It's a little weird. So I always been the type to go to work, gotta get this money, right? And my son was picking up on that vibe. So one day he was taking a shower, right? And I heard change falling in the shower. I was like, yo, what's going on? He had his little pennies. He was like, I gotta keep my money with me. And I was like, yo, you totally, I messed that up. I didn't explain it to you right. But that was definitely an intro into, damn, you gotta know what you're saying and doing, even if you're kind of young.
Okay, so I was trying to find this on Facebook, but I had posted this today. Is it reading backwards? Let me see.
No, it's not.
No, it's reading right.
Men need to know it's okay. And there's a list of things that says talk about feelings, not to be okay, to go to therapy, to be vulnerable, to need support, to cry, to break down, and to ask for help. And I think the only response I got was, but you got to know how to do it to the right person, because if you do this, you're going to be vulnerable. And I was like, bruh.
That person was taught to be a soldier.
Please take your therapy session today. Go on and get betterhelp.com, because this is why you are having these issues. Like, I was like, there's an exception to every rule. So yes, there are some people you don't need to tell your business to, but also we have to break away from the, I can't be open, I can't be vulnerable, I can't do this. I was like, and this is us telling you. So, find the woman who's telling you this. Fine, even if it's not, I know we sometimes want the person we confide in to be our life partner, but sometimes that's not the person for the moment. Sometimes you're single. Sometimes your life partner might be in the piece of shit type of space right now. But it's still okay. And it's okay even if it's not a woman that you're talking to. If you go talk to another brother, but we have to release ourselves from the stigma that you can't talk about these things.
Miss Sharp Lady, what do you tell your son?
Well, I think it's funny because I thought you was going a different direction with the money thing. And what I was going to say was that one of the things that, if I say that I taught, my kids something wrong, was to kind of like, I would say, have good work ethics and kind of ignore when you don't feel well. Like, a lot of times my children have seen me go to work coughing, about the can't talk and all that stuff like that. And one day my son said to me, he said, Mom, you can't even barely stand up and you can't talk. Why are you going to work? And so if I could change anything in reverse, I would, take the message back, take care of your health first before you worry about the job.
At that
So,
moment, was you soldiering up? You try to get this bread?
yeah. And, but in the same breath, like, I'm sick, because at the end of the day, if I was to fall out at that job, the only thing it will say is blah, blah, blah needed. It's not going to say we need somebody to replace Kathy. Kathy was such a good worker.
You're
So,
right. They're gonna get a new person, and Randy's ready to take that job at any moment.
right. So I would just reverse that message, I would reverse the message of, having good job ethics versus taking care of your health. I would be like, put your health first and then, work second.
Right. Randy
I
said
respect that.
people build too many philosophies based on exceptions to the rules. Example, all women don't manipulate, just the ones you chose did. I completely agree with that. And I always say, take accountability of the people you chose. It's not all on them. Erica, my cousin, said, did we already talk about the person that needs to put batteries in their smoke detector? Is somebody beeping?
I think I took care of mine before.
I
Or maybe
haven't
it was
heard
not.
it, but that's her saying somebody's smoke detector going off. I hope it ain't mine. Because and she Erica knows personally that I will drown out the sound and not know.
Yeah, it's not mine.
I think it was mine. I
Yeah,
take
I was
charge.
gonna say
I'm good though. I'm good though.
I just heard it. So it's somebody's. I just heard it.
It's mine. I'm good though.
You took care of it just now?
No, I said I'm good though.
No, because I think she's saying it's going on now.
It is. I hear somebody's.
It might now. Y'all might be hearing Mimi on her guitar.
No, my smoke detector was definitely beeping.
But Erica knows because we went to
I hope
Houston.
you ain't do nothing unethical and take the battery out.
Nah.
We went to Houston
Oh, I hear it.
and the smoke detector was outside of my room and I didn't hear it. Let's be quiet. If y'all hearing ding, it could be me. She playing her guitar, and I hear Family Feud on. I can't help y'all with that though. I got to keep her calm. She been driving me crazy today.
So this is the shop mystery. Whose smoke detector is going off?
Because y'all been pissing my cousin off for a while. That's what I just want to put it out there.
Oh.
Well, I know I heard it, so it's somebody. I just heard it
I don't know.
again
I
just
think it might be
now.
mine. I swear I
I
fixed
was
mine.
gonna say, I feel like I did hear it.
All right, everybody go on mute one by one. I'm about to go on mute first. Did y'all hear that?
I do hear something, but I feel like I don't know if it's in my house or coming through the computer.
We just gonna blame it on me. That's just what we doing today.
I think I do hear something else. Oh, shit, maybe it is me. I don't know, y'all. Erica said it's me. So I'm sorry.
All right, Erica, we going with that.
I'm gonna tell Marlon that he got to get that straight because I think I did hear it one night. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. Why you put me on blast like that? You supposed to love me. Don't put me on blast. That's why I don't FaceTime nobody. Because they calling me out. Anyway, moving on from the smoke detector.
What's been going on in the Facebook group? Anybody see anything interesting in the Facebook group?
I did have a topic, but I forgot what it was.
Okay, so I'll ask my question. So early today when I was scrolling through, I saw, well, actually last night I saw some of it, but I went back to look at it again today, and there was a post saying that, you know, Tom Brady's wife had filed for divorce, but the courts told her she couldn't get anything because everything he had was registered in his mom's name. So my question to our listeners is, what do you all think about that? You know, do you all think that she should appeal it or find another way? Do she earn some of his proceeds?
I would like to start off with that's not true. And
fake news.
And you know how I love when our admins post fake news. But so I went and fact checked it. They had a prenup before. Oh, that is okay, Kathy. We were on the same page. That was my topic, though. One of my questions. They had a prenup. So before they even got married, it was clear who would get what. And also, somebody pointed out in the group, they was like, "Don't they make like about the same? Aren't they worth about the same?" And I was like, "Technically, I think she worth more." And the guy was like, "I didn't want to say it, but that is what I was thinking." So she might end up on him. But I think my question is, like, how do y'all feel about prenups or settlements at the divorce?
Oh, was that me who posted that?
It was Hutch.
Oh, okay, cool. Whew. Prenups is okay, but the thing about it is, as you acquire, but the thing about it is, when at the beginning of a marriage and you got this prenuptial, you start acquiring other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So every time I get a car, this is what we doing though. Prop top shown and everything. Okay. All right, Tracy.
Bam.
But every time we acquire new stuff, do they really make updates to the prenup?
So I don't think you necessarily make updates to the prenup, but it probably does stipulate how you acquire things. Now, you might need an adjustment for if y'all broke when y'all first get it, and then like amass some sort of wealth. But I think it takes into a good one would take into consideration what you will amass while you're together. I personally,
if you had a prenup or you gonna get something, what's the number one thing you want to take?
I think if I did a prenup, it would just be to take what we came in with and
I
divide
will
what we have if we split.
I will definitely go ahead and say it. My wife is going to take my bed. It's a sleep number. I worked hard to acquire it. I wanted it so bad. And ever since I got it, my back wasn't hurting no more. And definitely she's going to fight tooth and nail to take my bed just to say, I took your bed.
Okay, so you mean where we are now? What would we
Yes.
take?
Are you
I'm
going
gonna
to be
go ahead
petty?
and give him the kid. I'll give him the house since he gets the kid. And I'll take my clothes and my cricket stuff.
If I was him, I would take your cricket. Petty.
I can get a new one of that too. Like you get whatever you want, whatever you give her, you go ahead and take that.
Pastor.
I think I
Yes, sir.
I know you don't have a petty side, and the Lord is with you every day. But if you did have a petty side, what would you take?
Divorce preachers get divorced too.
What would I take in what? In
A
From-
divorce.
what?
From where
From
you
your
what
wife.
you have now, not like if y'all were wealthy, but what you have now, if y'all got divorced, what would you take?
I ain't never thought about that. You know what I'm saying?
We're not on the level to take stuff. Like
Yeah, I'm not.
Everybody's on
we're
the level.
more on levels where we're like, it is cheaper if we stay together.
It's definitely
Like, we
cheaper when we stay together. But
we can't
if
afford to live.
can I say this? Like, so like, let's say we get in an argument or whatever like that, and we driving, and you know, and she be like, I'm getting out. Let me out the car, and it's nighttime or whatever like that. I would much rather me get out the car and go walking in the dark versus her get out the car and go walking in the dark. So I'm using that example to say, even if we upset or whatever the case may be, as you can see those memes where older couples, they get gray and they upset and he's still holding the umbrella over
I
her,
love
well,
that.
like that. Even I'm saying that as an example to make, like, I want to make sure she's okay, even if we do depart. So in a divorce, but the first thing I want to do is make sure she had what she need. And if the kids will probably be with her most of the time because she's mom.
I'm not
So I want to make sure she has what she needs. Like, I'm not a petty person.
I am
So
getting
you don't have a
Mimi
petty
every
bone
other
in your body.
I can be petty, sure, but I'm just saying.
If
I
you
just
were
want to
being
make
petty, what would you take?
What would I take?
Something that it may be small, but something that she could be mad over. Like I would probably take if you got a special Bible
This
that
nigga said
somebody
special
signed or
Bible.
something, I would take that. Give me that.
I don't know. Like I'm drawing a blank here. I would take the big screen TV. I don't know.
I
Does
was
she
just
care
about
about
to
the
say
TV?
I had an ex that every time we got in an argument, he took the TV. And I was like, my prayer is that God makes it break in one of these moves. And it sure
Now you
did.
gotta buy me a new one.
It sure did. And I just like to tell people, favor ain't fair, but I got it. Because that nigga TV broke. I think it's just you that want to be petty. I don't. Kathy, did you say what you would take?
No, I didn't say. Actually, I would take his vehicle. If it was any way possible I could take his vehicle and get away with it, that's what I would take, because I know how much he value. I would take one of his vehicles, and more particularly I would
What
take
kind
his
of
red
vehicles
truck,
he
because
got that
that's
you
what
taking?
I'm taking. His red Dodge truck. His Hemi truck. Take it because that truck. If and be petty, that's what I'm going for first.
He tell everybody about that truck.
Really,
So to Pastor's point,
that's like his baby.
I heard that. To Pastor's point, I saw this man say that the reason he did the prenup in the beginning, well, it's called the prenup, so of course it's in the beginning, but he wanted to make sure that he gave his wife what he felt she should have when he loved her. Because when you are angry and going through a divorce, you are petty and you don't want to give them anything. So he said he wanted to do the prenup, not that he thought the marriage would fail, but so that he would not be able to be petty if something did happen and not provide for her and take care of her.
All right. So I got a quick question. I posted this in a group, and this kind of goes with prenups. All right. So it was a lawyer talking, and he was talking about one of the wildest prenups that he's seen, right? And he said it was a rich guy. He had this girl. She was kind of like model-esque. And in the prenup, he wrote that, first of all, she will get $70,000 a month. But every 10 pounds that she gains, she will lose $10,000 a month. And that was written into the prenup, and they actually had to honor that.
I don't think I would sign or marry that person.
These are wealthy people. $70,000 a month. Shoot, I might marry them. But I mean, the lawyer actually said ways that he would get around it, per se. He said the court held it up, but he said what he would do is, before she signed the prenup, have her eat and have as much as she can, and vice versa when it comes down to the divorce, because you have to weigh them in. So she gained weight that way. But also, it's a little bit crazy because if you get married in your 20s, a lot of times by the time you're in your 40s, things change.
Right. So I wouldn't I'm in that era of my life where marriage is, and they, like you said, these are wealthy people, and I always be like, we can't compare ourselves to where we aren't. But I'm in my era where marriage means more to me than those types of things. So I would be willing to consider a prenup if it was offered. Like if Marlon had a little bit more money than what he got and was like, my family feels like I need to have a prenup. With the way I felt about Marlon and the way I felt about marriage, I would be willing to sign something that's not going to screw me over and that's not have stipulations based on my looks. Now, if you want to have a stipulation that if I cheat, that's fine. You're going to have the same rules though. But if it's, I can't gain this, or I got to produce a male heir, and you don't love me that much. So we don't view marriage the same. Now, if I'm one of them people that there are girls who are out there that have been groomed to get married, then you might want to watch what you eat.
I mean, for $70K a month, shoot.
I will also go out there and get my ass a job before I let you dictate.
So Shamika said that before the marriage was over, she would go out and have surgery. I mean, $70K ain't nothing to play with a month.
She would what? I missed it because I called.
Oh, she would go have surgery.
I mean, there's that. Look at the workaround.
$70K a month. Hey, for $70K a month, I'll have surgery too. Yeah. Speaking of, so this will be our last quick topic. All right. How do you guys feel about sharing locations with your significant other? And do you do it? Would you do it? Why and why not?
You go first.
Why I gotta go first? I came up with the topic.
So
I don't have an issue with sharing my location with my wife or whatever. Like she has the password to my phone, and I don't have nothing to hide, so it don't really matter.
Do you feel like sharing location is only because people have something to hide?
No, I don't. I think sharing location. I mean, it's how you look at it. You may, if you first think that it's because something that had to hide, then maybe something in your past or maybe something in your spouse's past may have you thinking that it's something to hide. But for us, it's more like just for safety or whatever like that. If my wife,
do you mind the government watching your every move?
Say again?
Do you mind the government watching your every move?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm not in here cooking up.
Okay, just making sure, and that's why. I respect that. I don't mind the government watching my every move because, I guess not. But I don't. I mean, I
Do
said
you
in the
mind
group.
your wife watching your every move?
I do.
So why is it okay for the
it's more so. It's more so. I don't like being directly monitored and know that I'm being monitored. Like, I mean, of course, with our situation, it started out, oh, what if something happens to you? I want to know where you are. But then I felt like it was getting abused. Like, hey, I see you're charging. Hey, I see you here. What you getting from that store? And it's like, you just watching me on the TV. It felt like I feel like the Truman Show, and I ain't like that feeling. But if the government was to say, "Hey, we're going to monitor your every step, and we're not going to say anything," I'm probably cool with that.
Yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from there because I don't, even with the location thing, I don't use it for that. I don't be like, oh babe, you here, babe, you here, baby, you here, you here. I don't do all that or whatever. It's like it's reasons for it. Like if she say she gonna send me a text when she get to her location and then she don't send it, I'm like, hey, everything good? Da 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 da. And if I don't get a response back or whatever, after a while, then I may check the location. But I'm not just checking it just to check it. So from what you just the example you just gave us, I understand why you said that.
So does Shayna check yours just to check it?
No.
Okay. My husband and I do not share locations. That is not my choice because I will share my location with anybody who is willing to share it because in my mind, there is always a possibility I'm going to be kidnapped or I'm on the side of the road somewhere, and mainly the kidnapping. I think I'm going to be kidnapped, and I want y'all to have at least a starting point to find me. So there are countless people that have my location and I don't mind. And I can see why, like, I'm not knocking what Six says because the people who locate, I don't just randomly check people, but I'll check before I call you, like to see where you at. Like, so for instance, I have my sisters. Before I call her, I may check to see, like, if it's a Friday and I want to talk, I'm like, let me see if she out first. And if she out, I'm like, oh, she is such and such. I'm not gonna call her. Now, one time I did pop up on her. She didn't have a problem when I did it. She had a problem when somebody else did it. But I mean, there was another time we were at a party and everybody was like, well, where did Brandy go? And I was like, they didn't want to take the picture because they were looking for Brandy. And I was like, hey, Brandy on 695, we might as well go ahead and take this picture. So I totally get why you don't want to share it because of people like me. But because I'm going to look and see where you at. But I also feel like if you ain't doing nothing sneaky, it shouldn't matter if I look. Because I saw your example of like, if I want to buy you a gift and you look and see I'm at the jewelry store, then I can't surprise you. I'm going to still be surprised I can't see in the store.
Nah. And you can't see in the store damn near. But anyways, you know what I found really funny though? Clearly the post said, men, how do you feel about this? And the first and all the comments were mostly women.
Oh, I didn't see that it said men. Did I respond?
I think you did. But women are using that as a different type of tool. And it's one of those things you can't really get around.
Is this a control issue for you?
I feel like it.
I don't feel like it is. I feel like I'm okay with the government watching me.
So
But-
why you have a
But
problem?
you're not
with
okay with a woman
watching?
watching you.
I'm not saying the women. I'm saying it's too close to home.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't understand your point because I know how I am. I just still think you should go ahead and share it with me so that I can know. Like, prime example.
It's very invasive.
Prime example. Marlon is always one of the things that I hate about my almost 40-year-old husband is he'll be like, my phone died. Well, you got an Android, so y'all take like every charger, right? I mean, hell, even iPhones now take the same compatible charger. Your phone shouldn't die. Now, I've been out and mine has died, so I know shit happens. But I mean, if it died, I can't find you anyway, because then the location turns off. But I just feel like, you know, if I'm trying to see how long it's gonna take for you to get home, all those things, I might want to have dinner ready for you. No,
See,
you're not buying me
this is how you know it's BS. Marlon, keep that Android. Keep that Android, bro. Well, on that note, this has been another Wednesday quickie for the Shop podcast. Shout out to everybody who was here. Shout out to Hutchie for joining on the live. Shout out to Miss Sharp Lady for taking us on the trip around the world. And hopefully she gets her stuff back. Oh, yeah. We've been praying for you, Pastor, the last couple of weeks.
Real quick,
let that
real
man
quick.
get his words out.
Real quick, I'm expecting great things, and I feel with joy. See, I come from giants. Both my father and my biological father are tall, so I thought I was going to get that growth spurt. See, I come from giants, and then my expectation was to be tall. So I didn't expect to be a pastor. I was supposed to be an NBA basketball player. I was looking at the Olympics like, man, that could have been me. But I didn't get that growth spurt. Notice, beloved, how can we have low expectations when we serve a great God? Some of us are products of our own environment. Notice I didn't say mediocre God, but I said great God. I'm expecting great things even when I have moments when I'm like, oh, there's always something. I'm expecting great things even when things directly in front of me don't look prosperous. I'm expecting great things because I checked God's resume. When I checked God's resume, it said the creation happened in 6 days, and then God rested on the 7th day. God blessed Abraham and greatly increased his descendants. God was with Daniel in the lion's den. God was with those 3 Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace. And finally, God gave us his only son, Jesus Christ. I'm expecting God great things because God is great. I'm expecting blessings as I move into the 40 and over club. I'm expecting great things as I retire from the army after 22 years. No matter how things look right now or the unknown of tomorrow, I'm expecting great things. If you have not accepted Christ as your Savior, you can do so today. I'm the pastor of both Cowanton and Graceland UMC, and you can follow me at young_Rev31 on Instagram.
Okay, shout out to you.
Amen.
I just want everybody know we're gonna be working on a 2-hour sex talk and slow jams podcast. That's gonna be so nasty, it's gonna get Toya's page shut down. Thank you. Not just playing.
Summer's almost over.
All right, folks.
Yeah,
y'all have a
almost
good
back
week.
to school.
I know we need to do one for when they go back to school.
They're back to school.
Midday
That'd be dope.
quickies.
I
That'd be
start
dope.
school today.
You start school
Oh,
today?
shout out to
Today's my
her.
first day of school.
Man.
Oh, shout out to you. What grade are you in? What grade? Are you in the 13th grade?
I'm in 13.
The 14th?
I'm in the 15th grade.
Oh man, you're almost done.
Okay, almost at the finish
I'm
line.
a junior in college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Woo.
I mean, stay out of them dorm rooms and them frat parties.
What up?
All right, folks. Y'all have a good time, and we'll see y'all next week.
Blessings.
Bye.
Blessings.